Sorry, sir, but you can't go in there.
Oh, sorry, Lieutenant. Go right ahead.
You know what happened?
Yeah, retired cop Al Deona.
I know him.
Killed himself.
Our brother Al Deona has gone to his rest in the peace of Christ. May the Lord receive him into his peace and raise up his body on the last day, when the love of Christ, which overcomes all things, will destroy even death itself. There is sadness in the parting, but it should fill us with new hope, for one day we will see Al Deona again and enjoy his love. Let us comfort one another, his beloved wife, Louise, his daughter, Judy, his many relatives and friends, his colleagues in the police departments, where he served so many years. Let us comfort one another in the faith of Christ. Let us pray. Eternal rest grant unto him, O Lord, and let perpetual light shine upon him. May his soul and all the souls of the faithful departed, through the mercy of God, rest in peace. Amen.
Yes.
Excuse me, are you from the press?
No.
Oh, I thought with the camera you.
I'm a professional photographer.
Here for Deona's funeral? What's the angle?
Angle?
Well, Al wasn't exactly a celebrity.
He was a friend of mine.
I don't believe he ever mentioned you.
Hey, Frank. Chief wants you to ride back with him.
Oh, I can't. I got my car here.
Give me the keys.
I can't.
I'll drive it for you. Till you're back downtown.
I wasn't going downtown.
You are now, Lieutenant.
Oh, miss, can I ask your name?
Wallace. Caroline Wallace.
How well did you know Al?
Is this going to be an interrogation?
No, I'm just curious.
I knew him.
Recently, I guess.
Yes.
Can I call you sometime? Oh, I'm sorry. My name's Janik, Frank Janik. I'm a lieutenant.
This is my card. Call me.
Thank you. You surprised me.
How do you mean?
Showing up today. I didn't think you knew Al.
Well, I try to keep in touch with these things, even if I don't know the guy.
Even a retired detective?
You and him were pretty close.
Yeah. He taught me everything.
I heard he was your rabbi.
Yeah.
That's lousy, the way these things happen. They ought to take their guns away from them when they retire. Look what they do with them. Franks.
No, make that one.
Mustard. You working on anything right now, Frank?
Well, yeah, I'm working on something.
Well, I got something for you, but it's really something. But you got to be able to get on it right away.
You're the boss.
Believe me, it's your kind of case. Psychological, you know? And I do mean psycho, Rudman. Yeah, it's a first.
Yeah, well?
Well, in a city full of weirdos, we have got ourselves a #1 wacko. It's a switch.
Switch? I think you lost me.
It's a double homicide. 2 young women. One's a school teacher, and get this, one's a prostitute.
In the same location?
No, but they come into the morgue in the usual way, and that's when they found out. I'm telling you, Frank, I know you've heard everything. The heads are switched.
Oh, come on. What happened to the medical examiners?
Ah, well, these 2 jerk cops got the calls. Stanger from the 11th and Henley from the 27th precinct, you know?
What's Stanger? Vaguely.
Now, well, take it from me, these are 2 jerk detectives. Also, they got lousy identifications at the scene of the crimes. Anyway, the bodies come in, and that's when the medical examiners noted that there's a switch. You know, there's a mix-up. The heads have been switched. So, these 2 guys start screaming at each other. They get into a fist fight.
No, medical examiners can make mistakes. They get sloppy, too, you know.
But not this time. They had photographs at the scenes. Both apartments. The heads had already been switched. So these 2 guys are screaming at each other, swinging away on who's going to run the case. They each want to do their own case. God forbid the 2 killings should be connected.
So now you need a lieutenant from the outside.
What I need, Frank, is a pro like you. And you can set up your own special task force. Use the office over on Hudson where Public Morals was. Do you need any of your regular people?
Well, I'd like Sal Marchetti. Aaron Greenberg.
You got him. Also, if you can stand it, you're going to get the 2 jerks, too, so they can redeem themselves.
Thanks.
Get right on it. Oh, and Frank, don't mention any of this to the press. What we've got here are 2 unrelated stabbings, okay?
Right.
Nice old car, Lieutenant, but she needs work. I know an honest garage give you 20% discount to cops.
Thanks. See you around.
I don't want you sending any more of your goons down here tearing up the place. Okay, we all have our temperamental flare-ups, but we're also supposed to be professional men who observe the normal courtesies. These guys were swinging at each other.
I know, I heard about it.
We do not get pieces of bodies mixed up. When someone's been dismembered, we tag everything, and the photos always back us up.
It was never a question of a mix-up.
I don't want some damn defense attorney or baby prosecutor saying we made the switch.
Good afternoon, Lieutenant.
Afternoon.
Give it to him, Myra. He wants it all. The grisly, ghoulish details of our unique double homicide.
Amanda Sims, school teacher. An even dozen stab wounds in the chest in a cluster pattern. Then later, a blow across the back of the neck. The victim, however, was then dismembered at the neck, where still later the killer made a studious effort to affix the head of the other victim to Miss Sims. Curious, wouldn't you say?
No. I'd say nauseating.
Second victim, Brenda Morris, with 11 wounds in the chest and similar dismemberment. In both cases, an extraordinary lack of blood.
Why?
One was killed through a shower curtain, the other, we believe, through a plastic sheet. No finger marks anywhere.
How close in time?
Within a couple of hours. It's my belief the school teacher was murdered first. A single-bladed knife, and then a heavy-bladed instrument. Nothing to indicate surgical technique.
Same in both cases?
The same instruments could have been used, but cleaned up in between. In fact, the heads were literally pressed into the bodies, and silk scarves were placed in such a way as to conceal the wounds. I sent the scarves over to serology for further blood work. Your people can pick them up there. Anything else for now?
Oh, no. Thanks, Mark. Thanks.
Here, right here, with her back to the shower curtain, which used to be here. This is where she was stabbed. Falls here. Toothbrush on the floor, toothpaste in her mouth. She was still brushing her teeth at the time.
That is brilliant.
Lieutenant, I'm trying to make a presentation here, and I could do without the comments, okay?
You're doing just fine, Stanger. Go on.
All right? He wraps her in the shower curtain, turns her over, and keeps stabbing.
And then what?
There were no defensive wounds on the hands, on the arms. He must have taken her by surprise.
No kidding.
Howie.
So, if I may continue.
Did you pick up anything on the dusting?
Only the victim's prints. He carries her in the shower curtain in here. Okay? He puts her on the bed face down and then, well, I don't know what he used, a sword or something. But there was no sexual assault and no robbery. Nothing missing but her keys.
Anybody hear anything? Any screams?
Neighbors heard her dog, but he barked all the time. People hated that dog.
Hated dog, there's your motive.
Howie, what happened to it?
It was injured by the killer, and the ASPCA put her to sleep.
There goes your witness.
Knock it off, Sal.
What about an address book?
We got it.
Diary?
No, looked all over.
What about boyfriends?
Nothing steady. Never went out much. No parties.
Frank, I don't know. Little Miss Perfect.
I don't buy it.
Well, there's no sign of forced entry. She could have let him in.
Then why was he hiding in the shower?
The super said that she didn't have any visitors that Monday that he knew about.
Fire escape?
It's out in the hallway down at the end. Somehow he got himself in and he hid himself in the bathroom. Don't you think?
No tracks, no fibers, no prints, nothing ransacked, and the front door is wide open. You're asking me what I think? I only know one thing for certain. He's only halfway home. Now he's got the other victim.
She was some busy hooker, I'll tell you that. She had her Johns coming up this elevator day and night. Nobody needed a fire escape here. They had the money, they got in. She was killed at the foot of her bed. She was naked when it happened. And there should have been more blood, but there wasn't.
You think there'd be blood all over this place?
Yeah. I figure something like a plastic sheet must have been used, you know?
But not found.
No. Take a look, Lieutenant. What you got here, this is a real working whore's closet. Spiked heels, black nightgowns, black underwear, got your oriental kimonos, pair of handcuffs. There's something in it. Get a load of this.
Who found her?
Some guy called police emergency from a phone booth. Could have been a pimp. Maybe she owed him money.
Any pimp knows that we tape our calls. What was the guy's name?
Hey, Lieutenant, I've only been on this case a couple of days. You give me a couple more hours, and I'll bring him in.
Okay. So you got your victim, and you got yours. Run down everything. How did they live? Where did they shop? Who did they know? Sal's working with us now. Greenberg's coming on tomorrow. They're going to cross-match everything that you put together. Somehow, these two lives intersected.
You think so?
The killer knew them both.
Oh, right. Of course. Anything else, Lieutenant?
Yeah. Make nice to each other.
I'll tell you, Frank, this whole thing kind of spooks me. How the hell are you figuring it?
I don't know. Some kind of Madonna whore complex.
Like what?
A little switch. I mean, putting a prostitute's head on a goody-goody school teacher like he was trying to rearrange their personalities.
Man, that's really sick. And how does he get one of them over to the other? I mean, how does he go cross town carrying what does he take, the subway, a cab, a
Just
bus?
check everything. Patrolmen, taxi sheets, bus drivers. Oh, and time how long it would take to walk it.
Right. Frank, no matter how you slice it, this guy's gonna be tough to catch.
Depends on whether he's smarter than us.
This program is sponsored by Tri-Buffered Buffer and Buffered Aspirin.
Here you go.
Oh, thanks.
So anyway, I'm thinking of going back to work, you know? Keep busy.
Hey, Lou, anything I can do to help? Huh?
I'm okay, honest. You sure? Yeah.
Can you talk about it?
I like that.
What the hell do you think happened? I know her for 25 years. I never figured for anything like this. No, I saw.
They got very despondent the last couple of weeks.
Why?
I don't know.
Was he working on something? Case?
He was retired, Frank.
I know he was retired, but was he working on something?
No, he was...
I'm sorry. Well, they got some counseling people down at the Police Plaza if you want to talk to somebody.
Yes, I heard. Therapy groups for sudden widows. Sarah called me when she heard. She would have come to the funeral, but she's been out of town with her parents.
I'm sure.
She said she would like to see you again.
Yeah. I'm sure she'd like to see me again.
She said you never call her anymore.
Well, let me tell you. The last time I called her, she was complaining about the appliances. The dishwasher was out, and the garbage disposal was stuck. Not to mention the roof. The roof sprung a leak. So you know what I told her? I said to her, look, you got a good hunk of my salary, and the house is yours now. Me? I'm living in my father's old apartment. I'm driving a car that'll be sold for scrap. That's what I think of your appliances. Maybe I was a lousy husband. Maybe that's it. It's all over now. Let's just let it go at that.
She's willing to see you again, Frank.
Lou, please. Just let it go. Please.
Great. What do you say we call it a night?
Yeah. Okay.
Keep that lesson next week?
Yeah, sure.
You found me. But then again, you are a detective.
I don't think your answering machine likes me. Never called back. So I talked to your super tonight. Nice fellow.
He talks too much.
You gave me your card. What, did you change your mind?
Let's just say I don't want to talk about Al anymore.
Why?
Maybe I liked him too much. Maybe I want to forget.
That close, huh? Look, would it disturb you all that much if I asked you a couple of questions?
Do you need a lift?
No. No, I have a ride.
Good work. I'll see you next week.
Well, shall we? You like Chinese?
I beg your pardon?
Food.
Oh, yeah, sure, yeah. You know a place?
The best.
Did you ever get lost in here?
Used to be a storage loft. I had it fixed over.
It's very nice. Very, very nice. Is this your work?
My private gallery. Prices on request.
Oh, thank you. That's fine. Thanks.
Welcome, Janet. Do you mind if I call you Janet? Al never called you Frank, and I think Janet's a good name.
Al talked about me?
Sure, he talked about you a lot.
Huh.
What's your next question? You want to know if we were lovers? We were friends. We were very good friends. Nothing more.
You are very good. I must say, very, very good.
Sit down, sit down. Al talked about his work mostly. I talked about mine. Sometimes when I was working in my darkroom, it's through there, he would sit right there reading magazines, telling me these terrific stories. His old cases. It reminded me of my dad. It's kind of a father-daughter thing. My dad was a cop.
Oh, NYPD? I might know him.
He died last year. He didn't mention you.
Oh, sorry. Well, still, I might have met him at some time, you know.
No. You're pretty good with those chopsticks.
Yeah, my first assignment was the Chinatown beat. Right.
Al said you understand people. He said that's what being a detective is all about.
Well, it helps. But I don't claim to be in his league.
He said you were damn good. But not as good as you'd like to think.
He might have been wrong. But this is very good.
I don't do carryouts.
You were in Vietnam?
No, that was taken by a friend of mine. More than a friend, actually. He, was killed over there.
Well, that was a stupid question. You're too young for Vietnam.
So was he. That other shot you were looking at, that's the cover of my, last book. Maybe you've, heard of it.
No.
It sold very well. It's called Manhattan on Guard.
Mm-hmm. Now I can see why I like to come around.
Food, huh?
How did you two meet?
At the tennis courts. I was, riding my bicycle. He was taking a walk, and, I almost ran him over.
Girl meets boy.
I fell, I twisted my ankle, and then he brought me back here.
How long ago?
About 4 months.
Did Al ever, talk to you about any case he was working on?
No.
Nothing at all?
I don't know why he was so depressed. There was never any sign of what happened. No, he never mentioned anything.
Maybe you were the only real nice thing he had going for him the last few months.
Why would he shoot himself?
Cops have one of the highest suicide rates. Tired, burned out, disillusioned, sometimes just plain bored. What do I do with that?
You're very domestic, Janet.
My wife didn't think so. Divorced 2 years, and I'm back eating off of paper plates again. You know, you could do a book on me.
I am, sort of.
Huh?
Men who face physical stress in their work, like the boxer. I'm calling it aggression. You cops see it all the time. Live with it. The aesthetics of male aggression. It has sort of an erotic theme.
Erotic?
I find myself attracted to it.
Yeah. Well,
Well, Janet, have you got any more questions?
well, I might have a few. Can we keep in touch?
Call me.
Oh, no. I might get your answering machine again.
Well, that's life, Janet. Let's see what happens.
Good night.
Good night. Hey, Janet. Have you got some terrific stories?
Oh, wait a minute. Where are they staying? Yeah, that's probably good, but I'm going to have to check with Janet first.
Check with me about what?
School teacher's parents are in town. You want to question them this morning?
Yeah, set it up.
Yeah, Janet says this morning's good. Make it the girl's apartment about an hour. Dynamite. Oh, I tell you, this thing's getting to be a horror show. Captain's teed off, you know. He wanted these rooms for a rape crisis center.
You sweep it out yourself?
Yeah, everything but the interrogation room. We'll never get rid of them roaches. I heard about the fight at the medical examiners. Stanger and Henley swinging at each other. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Sweeney says they're being punished now by having to work under you.
Sweeney said that?
That's what's going around.
To think I let him drive my car.
Said your engine needed work, right?
How'd you know that?
He owns a piece of a garage.
Oh, jeez.
I keep looking at these, you know? They just seem too perfect. Contrived somehow.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's sort of theatrical.
Yeah, like they were meant to be photographed.
Well, the killer didn't take these shots.
I know. But still, there's something about them.
You know what I get from them? Arrogance, conceit. I defy you to solve this crime. I defy you to figure it out and to find me.
Super killer.
Right. All you cops are suckers. You haven't got a chance.
I'll tell you, Frank, it's a challenge.
I hate challenges. You know what I'm saying, Aaron, is I would like nothing better than have him walk through that door right now and confess.
Him?
Don't make it any more difficult than it is. Huh?
He's in there.
Does he know about the switch?
No, he's pretty broken up about the whole thing. Of course, we didn't tell him. Mr. Sims, this is Lieutenant Janik.
How do you do, sir? I'm sorry about your daughter.
You gentlemen will have to excuse my wife. She's so upset she couldn't bear to come here.
We understand. Of course.
We warned Amanda. Going off to work in New York all alone. Amanda wouldn't pay any attention to us. She loved her work at the school. She loved the excitement of New York. So much that we helped her out with the rent so she could have a safe place to live.
What did she mean by excitement?
Crowds, I guess. Pace.
Bars, discos?
No, never. Mandy didn't date.
You excuse me for saying this, but it seems a little implausible that an attractive young woman like that wouldn't go out with anyone.
She chose her own life. She didn't care what anyone thought.
No friends?
At school, but there were things she didn't want to talk about.
What about the art teacher, Gary Prine, the young man that found her?
He was, what do they say, gay.
Did you meet him?
Yesterday, at the school. First time. He was very upset. Took my wife in his arms and he sobbed.
How long you gonna be in town?
We're going back home tonight. When you gentlemen get finished with the apartment, I'll have someone clean it out. Is that all, gentlemen?
Yeah, for now.
You know something? 1 month's time, the landlord will paint up the place, double the rent. There won't even be a trace that she was ever here. All forgotten. Even the killer.
Mr. Sims, I want you to know that we take this case very seriously. I've got 4 detectives working with me, and we'll do everything we can.
Good. And can you do this? Can you keep my wife from going crazy?
You're watching Lifetime Television.
By any of...
You want to talk to the art teacher?
What do you think?
He's a very mild guy. Frankly, I don't think he'd do a thing like that.
Yeah, you told me that yesterday.
You gonna be rough on him?
No, not rough, Stanger. I'm just going to apply a little pressure.
Yes, Mandy and I were very close.
How close? Were you lovers?
Didn't Detective Stanger tell you? I'm gay, Lieutenant.
Thank you. I appreciate your honesty.
I did.
So you never slept with her?
She confided in me. Well, we confided in each other. And that's all.
Tell me.
Well, I'd tell her about my affairs, my lovers, my problems. You see, she was a very thoughtful, the most compassionate person.
Is she straight?
Absolutely.
I'll take it easy. Don't get uptight. I've got to know. All right. Sit down. So, what kind of a sex life did she have?
That is a lousy question.
We're investigating a homicide.
She didn't talk about that.
Well, could have been that she didn't trust you.
No. It's just I don't think there was anything to tell.
I see. Yeah, a real celibate, huh?
That's not to say that she wasn't good looking.
And young and single and living in Manhattan. And you're trying to tell me she didn't have any kind of sex life?
Well, if she did, she didn't tell me.
Somebody was in that apartment and stabbed her 12 times.
I know that.
Who was it, Gary? Who killed her? Huh?
She had a double lock on the door and a chain lock besides.
And you just walked right in and found her.
The door was open. I mean, the door was ajar when I got
Don't you think
there.
that's a little unusual?
Sure. I knew right away something was wrong. She would never leave her door open like that.
You go to any leather bars?
That's not my scene.
That satyr stuff turn you off?
Absolutely.
So, what'd you do when you found her?
I got sick.
Did you notice anything first?
Huh?
Anything strange?
Strange.
Something about the way she looked?
It was awful. Horrible.
You wear glasses? You're an art teacher, huh? You deal with visual things, and you didn't notice anything strange.
Like what?
Well, let me fill you in. Did you notice, perhaps, that she'd been decapitated? All right, take it easy, kid. Take it easy. But we want this guy, and you can help us. I want you to think back and remember everything that she said to you. Telephone hang-ups, heavy breathing, scared of something. You think back. Detective Stanger will keep in touch with you, all right? Okay?
Yeah.
You okay?
Yes.
Great performance, Lieutenant. You really hit him.
Yeah, I'm real proud of myself.
Yeah.
Look, you stick with him. Get names, dates, habits, hobbies, her doctor, her dentist, her vet, and a time schedule. The bus, her work, walking a dog, minute by minute. By the time you get through, I want you to be able to write a book about her. Huh?
We've got movies.
Look at what we've got here.
Ça, c'est l'idée. Mom, c'est t'as dit. C'est qui, mon CEO? Yosadu. Monts Pescar. Ah, non. Caroline.
Oh, hi. Hi. I'll be with you in just a minute. I've just got a few left.
Is the chef going to be in your aggression book?
I have to see how the shots turn out.
Have you ever thought about female aggression?
It's not the same. I find a certain elegance in aggressive men. The poses, the stance, the eyes, the look.
Sounds a little like Al.
Yes, Al had it. But, well, Al lived in another time. He was over 60.
I'm 53, and just to keep things straight. So this guy comes up, and Al's on my left. Thanks. I mean, this guy is wearing nothing but jockey shorts. And somehow he pulls out a gun.
And?
Couldn't believe it. I wasn't ready for that.
But Al was right there.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be here now if he hadn't been. You know, Al was never surprised. No, my father had nothing to do with the police. He made lutes.
Lutes?
It's like a fat mandolin.
Oh, right.
Now, I know that sounds odd, but that's what he did, at least for the last 10 years of his life.
Did he sell any?
Well, I don't know how to tell you this, but there is not a big market for lutes. Now, nobody's written music for lutes since Handel. Anyway, he worked in the back of his apartment. I lived there now. He died just before my divorce, and I moved in with the lutes.
I'd like to see it.
Well, sure, yeah. You tell me when, and I'll invite you over.
Now?
No, I'm see, I don't pick up too much.
Oh, come on. I want to see the place where your father made lutes.
Okay. You're on. Well, don't say I didn't warn you. I'm sorry, it's so hot in here. I haven't been able to get anybody to fix the air conditioning unit. Do you mind if I take off my jacket?
No.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there they are. Yeah. It's all that's left. Oh, yeah, and this wall over here, that's his favorite. This one he liked the best.
Oh.
My father signed them all inside, like Stradivari.
May I touch it?
Well, sure. I just put the strap on there, hang it up. You don't usually use a strap like that.
It's beautiful.
Took him 2 years to make it. He learned from my grandfather in Prague.
Do you play?
Me? No, when I used to try, my father put his hands over his ears.
Play it for me.
No, I'm all thumbs, really.
Please play it.
Carolyn, really, I'm just a cop. I don't play this.
Play it.
You want me to play it? Sit down. All right. Second warning.
Play.
I haven't done this for a long time. Be patient. This is a song. It's and they say that it was composed by Henry VIII. He was a lutenist. I mean, I don't know if it's true, but it makes a nice story. Greensleeves.
heard you.
Well, then look. I got bags under my eyes, sags over my belt. I sure as hell don't move like I used to. I used to make some good moves, but
I don't.
I think you better tell me what's going on. This just doesn't make any sense.
Janet, why don't you just shut up?
Caroline, I can't shut up. I mean, this just doesn't figure.
Do you think you're being compromised at your advanced age?
Well,
Right. Have it your way, Janet.
Hey, look.
It doesn't figure. It's just that I've got this thing about dried-up old detectives. Gotta be old guys, guys with authority and 38s.
Just stop a minute, will you?
Something to remember you by.
Caroline!
You know you call the police. We know that. You ever heard of a voice print? Okay, big deal, so I call.
That's the guy who burned this pin for the past year. Henry thinks he might have gone crazy, you know, the way hookers get nailed all the time.
Oh, I'm a school teacher, too.
Yeah. Sure got a point there.
I mean, I called when I found her, but hey, I don't go too close to look.
You don't look, why not?
Didn't look like her.
Oh, come on, man. What are you telling me? It was somebody else?
Yeah, it wasn't like it. Look, it wasn't her face.
You got a lawyer?
What are you a lawyer for?
You got one?
No.
We'll find one for you.
Why the hell I need a lawyer?
You gotta be kidding. Put that out. I said put it out.
Why, huh? She worked for me and that's all. Just one of my girls.
Are you saying that one of her Johns did it?
She was careful. She didn't let just anybody in. She was very careful. She worked alone for a long time.
What if she knew the guy?
Oh, she just told him to come right up.
You got a key?
The door was open.
So you walked in and you found her?
Yeah, I saw her there, and then I ran out to call 911.
Why didn't you use her phone?
I wanted to get the hell out of there.
You know what I heard? I heard that sometimes in the Philippines, they cut off people's heads.
What are you talking about?
Tell me.
I never heard of that.
But you could do that, couldn't you? I mean, if you got sore enough.
Hey, wait a minute. Are you telling me she was,
You tell me. You're the one that found her lying there.
It didn't look like her. I thought I was freaking out.
You do drugs?
Maybe. Right, sometimes.
But you weren't so freaked out that you didn't take her stash.
Look, I never touched it.
Where's the money then?
Look, what money?
Come on. Where'd she keep it?
Bedroom closet. Black stocking.
Black stocking? Well, let me tell you something, Mr. Beaton. If it isn't there, you're gonna need the best lawyer you can find.
So how do you peg him?
Slimy, slippery, and sleazy. I think he's telling the truth.
Let's get the envelope, Frank.
What envelope?
What's on your desk? Messenger brought it.
Huh.
Stanger. Yeah. Oh, hold on, Aaron. He's right here. Yo, Lieutenant. Line 2, it's Greenberg.
Yeah. Hey, Frank, I think maybe I got something here. You know the address books, the girls' address books? I took them home with me last night. I found a match.
I hear music. Where the hell are you?
Where am I? I'm surrounded by distractions. That's where I am. But maybe things are beginning to gel.
Are you going to tell me about it?
It's the Hazel Carter Fitness Salon. Both girls worked out here. So, Hazel Carter's the woman who runs the joint. I'm telling you, Frank, there's this kind of a faint, tang of sweat hanging in the air that really grabs you. It's wild, very exotic.
Don't get too excited, all right?
What am I, made of wood? Hello again.
Hi.
This is my boss, Lieutenant Janik.
I'm Cynthia, Lieutenant.
How do you do?
How can we help you?
You keep records of every woman who works out here?
By appointment, yes. Miss Carter is in great demand.
Gentlemen, could we make this short? I have another class starting in 20 minutes.
Oh, yes. Could you identify this young lady, Miss Carter?
Amanda Sims. Poor darling, I heard what happened.
She come here regularly?
Oh, yes. Dear God, such a ghastly thing.
Friday afternoons, standing appointment. Goes back to February.
You know, Mandy didn't just go through the motions. She was quite serious about it. Of course, I can't abide the frivolous ones. I tell them not to come back. A very nice progress, Karen. Keep it up. She was dedicated. She was willing to reach deep into herself for that extra effort. That's what I always look for.
What about her?
Somewhat familiar, but I don't recall.
Oh, she's been here. Not as a regular. I don't recall.
Brenda Morris. Would you check, please?
Morris. Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. She took scattered classes, which means a lot of cancellations.
Do you know whether she took any of those classes with Amanda Sims?
No. Apparently not.
Well, I got the answer. We have to reach deep down within ourselves for that extra effort. Frank, I know I'm jaded. I'm a cynical cop, right? I see things that aren't there.
What do you see?
I see Miss Hazel Carter and her assistant are like very close, and one of them is strong and dominant.
I guess that makes both of us jaded.
They sure have a place for beautiful girls, and both our victims worked out there.
You think Miss Carter is capable of doing something like this?
I think she's got the strength for it, yeah.
See if you can talk to Cynthia away from the gym. Dig in slow. Try not to scare her off, you know what I'm saying?
What about Miss Carter herself?
Comes down to the bottom line. Where were both of them on that Monday night?
You got it.
Yes?
It's Janet.
Have you got your birth certificate?
Look, can we talk?
No.
Caroline. Hey. Caroline?
What do you want?
Well, am I going to have to stand out here and talk through the door?
You better make it fast, Janik. I'm expecting someone any moment now. He's 28, he's got thick hair, heavy tan, wears a $1,000 leather windbreaker, dark sunglasses, and drives a Maserati.
Caroline.
No bags under the eyes, no sags around the middle. Oh, he's great in the sack. Did I mention that he's crazy about me?
Okay, I get the idea. Now, do I get a chance to say something?
Sure. You want to know what the angle is, right? Why did I come on here? What's in it for me?
I'm not accountable for the other night.
You? Not accountable? You, a senior citizen?
Look, I just didn't think... Well, I couldn't believe
That I could possibly care about you? Mr. World has passed me by? Gotta know the angle. Well, what do you believe now, Janek?
I'm here, aren't I?
You're not going to leave?
No.
I could call the cops. You're so smart about everything else, Janek. Why do you have this blind spot when it comes to women?
Do I?
You sure lost sight when I got too close.
You're pretty close right now.
Not close enough.
Not nearly close enough.
I'm Faith Ford, and I'm engaged to be married. I love it.
So what have you got?
Eight days after a homicide. Are you telling me we got a cold trail?
Well, we found the hooker's money. $1,500, right where the pimp said it was. So he didn't kill her for that. But
what?
Well, Lieutenant, I've been trying to put myself in the place of a whore.
I'm listening.
Now, what happened to Brenda Morris? Maybe that was meant to be a lesson for all of them.
And what was a lesson for the school teachers?
Okay. But I would still like to round up every hooker in that neighborhood and see what I can find out. They like to gossip, you know?
Go ahead.
Look, supposing we try to bait the killer. How? Plant a story in the papers, make him look like a jerk. Get a little pressure on his pride.
We go public with this switch, we'll have every weirdo in New York claiming he did it. Not to mention the ones that'll try to copy him. Where's Sal?
He's talking to the super.
He's right over here.
Lieutenant, this is Mr. Hendricks. He's the super of this building. He says he remembers a blue motor scooter parked over here.
It was right over here. It was chained down to the fence over there. It was there the night it happened.
So you put it there?
No, sir, but I sure as hell saw it. It had one of those carry boxes on the back.
A motor scooter. It's possible. Come on, let's go up. Oh, thanks.
Thanks a lot. I want to show you something first. It's on the roof.
Amanda's apartment, straight down. I'm looking around. If you ask me, somebody hooked a drop ladder up here. It's so easy. He drops down, he climbs back up, and who's gonna know?
You mean to tell me it's taken us 8 days to come up with this?
It's Stanger. Frank, he's so incompetent. He never once checked the roof. Basic police procedure. Come on.
I'm sure she kept the window open. There's no fire escape. No need to lock it.
Okay, so she goes out to walk the dog, right on schedule. Did you hang the new shower curtain?
I did it this morning.
Good. Out in the hall. Okay, now you're on your way back with the dog, huh?
Right.
Okay, come ahead.
Okay, I'm inside. I'm turning on the lights. Frank, believe me, the dog is gonna know you're in there.
Go in the other room.
All right, now, you take your clothes off. You put on a robe. And then you come back in here. Can't see you, Frank.
Good. Now, go over to the sink.
Okay, I'm here. I'm brushing my teeth. I still can't see you. No, nothing.
Now you come over to turn on the shower. And just when you reach for the shower curtain, and he keeps stabbing. He keeps stabbing. She falls here, all right? The dog is yapping, so he kicks it.
The dog would have been yapping long before.
Then he goes back into the other room. He turns off the light. He closes the drapes. He comes back, gets the body. He carries it in, puts it on the bed, finishes up what he's doing. And then he grabs her keys.
Walks out of the building, but you know what? And then maybe, just maybe, gets on a motor scooter.
Second homicide. When he's through with the hooker, he comes back here with the keys.
And the second head. Dracula could take some lessons here, I'll tell you. Should have run an autopsy on the dog. It might have been drugged.
Hitchcock. What? This shower thing bugs me. It's just like that old Hitchcock film.
Yeah, but Frank, in that film, the victim was inside the shower and the killer was outside.
Reverse. Deliberate reverse.
Look, he had to hide somewhere.
Yeah. Just like he had to kill them both and do what he did. He just had to. And somewhere in this apartment, we're gonna find out why.
You're watching Lifetime Television.
Have you always been a cop?
Yeah, I know what you mean. What's a nice guy like me doing in a racket like this? Oh, but when I started, it was different.
Different?
Maybe I was different. See, I always wanted to be a cop. I thought it'd be exciting. I thought there was a kind of an honor to the job, right against wrong. The guy you could always count on.
You don't believe that anymore?
I guess I've been around too long. See, a detective is different than a cop. We investigate, we prowl, we dig into people's lives. It's a kind of a fascination with that thing that we're always looking for.
Which is?
The dark side. The shadows where all the hurt and evil lie. It's always there. It never fails.
You're drawn to it. Go on, tell me.
I get this feeling of sympathy because of it. No, I guess it's because it's in all of us. You know, my wife used to say to me, you carry a gloomy load of pity around with you. But she was wrong. I don't mind.
You know, now that I think of it, Al had that same sense of pity.
You two really confided in each other, didn't you?
Yes.
But he never once mentioned anything he was working on.
No.
You know, he told me the last time I saw him that he was onto something. He wouldn't say what it was. But he had that look like something was going to break, you know what I mean?
Janik, let's not talk about Al.
Let's not.
The first thing. I mean, the very first thing you do is check access to the murder scene.
I did. I checked the fire escape, didn't I? You're such a big shot. What have you come up with, mister? A big fat sipple.
Calm down, Stanger. Hey, Stanger. See, how do you think it does any good to crush his ego like that?
Tease me off. I mean, he says that he checked the superwriter brownstone, but how do we know for sure now? Do we have to double check everything he does?
Just take it easy. Take it easy, all right? Relax.
Oh, Frank, you got a message from Al's wife. She wants you to call her. As soon as you can, she says.
Yeah. Well, what'd you find out about Hazel Carter?
Well, she had a fitness salon for 5 years, and we were right about her sex life. Her and Miss Cynthia had themselves a high-rise near Gracie Square. Unfortunately, Cynthia claims they spent that weekend out of town with friends. The weekend the girls were killed.
Check the friends.
I'm doing that now. Oh, Frank, one more thing. The chief's office called. Hart wanted to know our progress.
What'd you tell him?
I said you were right on top of it.
I called you last night. You never came in.
Why didn't you leave a message?
Oh, I hate talking to those machines.
Anything wrong?
No. There's some iced tea in the kitchen. Why don't you bring it out?
Oh, yeah, good. It's muggy today, huh? All right, it's awful.
Frank?
Look, this isn't going to get either one of us anywhere.
Not even to say hello for old time's sake.
Hello. Okay.
Frank, I am willing to concede now a lot of things.
Oh, that's great. It's just great, concede. That's real progress. Well, what else?
I'm really sorry. If this is what I deserve, then you go right ahead.
Oh, Sarah, nothing's changed. I'm still the same. The big mistake was you're marrying a cop.
No.
I can hear it. I can still hear it. You love your badge. You don't love me. Well, you were right.
I love you, Frank.
Never had a chance. I'm certain of that now.
You say that you haven't changed, but I have. Luke can tell you. Frank, I'm willing to go back now under any circumstances. I am.
Oh, sure. Right till the first time I cancel dinner because I'm locked on a case. Or I get back to the house at 3 o'clock in the morning, and you demand to know how many women I've been sleeping with.
It wasn't true. I know that. I only said it because...
Because you expected me to spend 24 hours a day proclaiming that you were the one and only thing in my life. And you were then. You never believed it, but you were. Well, it's done, Sarah. It's done.
No.
I don't know how the hell we ever stuck together for so long. I don't know.
Frank, it will be different now. I swear it will.
Sarah, it's too late.
Oh, yes, I know, of course. Liz Ann Harmon.
Sarah!
Oh, please, you don't have to spare me the details. I'm perfectly well aware now that you and me have...
It's the same thing all over again.
What?
Yeah, for what? One time I took her to dinner before she left for California. We never even spent 5 minutes alone together.
Liar!
I'm leaving.
Tell me the truth!
Goodbye, Sarah.
No!
I don't care. Check each one. Check every client at that health salon. So it's going to take some time. What the hell are you getting paid for, okay? Yeah, and I'll see you. It's confirmed. Miss Hazel Carter and Cynthia spent that night out of town.
Oh, great. So we got another zero.
It's a collection of dead ends. I keep looking at these crime shots, and I'm thinking if only they could speak. One hooker, one school teacher. Anyway, Stang is checking on the clients at the health salon, but let's face it, could be just some crazy nut off the street. Frank? What's the matter? I say something?
Step into it. That's it. Good. Good. That was a good stroke. Follow through. That's it. You getting it? You see, feel the stroke? Okay. You ready? No, you gotta follow through. Bring your racket through. Right. There it is. That was a good stroke. Okay, that's it for today. Feel good?
Hey, you look grim. Something wrong?
Yeah, I need some help. Professional help.
Let me change, and I'll meet you on the terrace.
Hi. Oh, yeah, hi.
So, Carolyn tells me that you're a cop.
Yeah.
You know, I was mugged once. They never caught the guy.
It's a very interesting story. Then the other night, I stood in her apartment. I stood right behind the shower curtain. And I felt that there were things I'd seen that hadn't registered yet. Things that kept backing out of reach. It always comes back to those photographs. Like there was something there that, I don't know, I'm missing.
You want me to look at them?
I warn you. They are bizarre.
I'm a big girl.
Bringing her food.
Listen. Chief wants to see you downtown at 2, okay? See you later. Pleasure. It's right in here. Everything we got's on a bulletin board on the wall there. Just help yourself. Well?
It's tabloid type stuff, you know. Simple, really. Flashbulb shots that capture all the hard surfaces of things. It's not bad. If you put it in a trendy gallery, somebody would probably call it art.
But they were all taken by police photographers.
No, there's still something self-conscious about these shots. Maybe it's the tension between the artlessness of the camera work and the artistic way everything's been arranged. The bedding, the girls, there's no blood. It's all been arranged for maximum effect.
What do you mean arranged?
I mean, it looks like it's been set up.
You mean like the killer, like he set it up so his victims would be photographed like this?
Right. Oh, I guess that sounds crazy.
No, show me.
Okay, look here. See the wrinkles in the sheets?
Huh?
They're too perfect. They're not random. It's very precise. You could spend an hour setting up a shot like that. Fluffing up the pillows to create shadows, arranging the hair, the scarves. It's almost as if he...
As if what?
It's as if killing them and switching them wasn't enough. It looks like after he was finished, he had to arrange everything for his pleasure, to please his eye.
As a matter of fact, he left the doors open in both apartments when he got through. Like as if he was inviting somebody to come in.
There's something else. This is the weirdest thing. There's something loving about these shots.
Loving?
Not loving to the victims. I don't mean that. But after he was finished, they look like they were handled lovingly. These photos are more about the murderer than the victims. They really give me a chill, you know. They make me feel like he could have done this to anyone. Like it could have happened to me.
You can't go around looking for the worst to happen.
Did to them, didn't it?
Hey, Lieutenant. You get anyone to look at that engine yet?
Oh, no, not yet.
Here. Take this. It's worth a 20% discount. Better do something before she breaks down.
Yeah, thanks.
Now go on in. Chief's waiting.
Good, thanks.
Have a scarf, Frank. Fresh Havanas. Don't ask me where I got them.
No, thanks. No, I gave it up.
Have you seen Al Damona's widow lately?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I saw her this morning. Why?
Well, she looked kind of raw at the funeral. Thought she might go off the deep end.
No, she's all right.
Oh, good. Still no clue as to why Deona did himself in.
None that I know of.
Well, sit down, Frank. So, how are we doing?
Not too well, I'm afraid.
Well, you must have some kind of theory.
Well,
have you thought about voodoo? I've been thinking about voodoo lately.
Yeah, we'll check that out.
Try some of our black detectives. There's a lot of experience there. Sex?
Oh, no evidence of any semen.
Then what the hell is it?
Maybe some special kind of thrill.
You mean the switch?
I mean the whole ritual. I think the switch is just a part of it. You see, our real problem is that we don't have any solid connection between our two victims.
Yeah, go on.
It's not like the hooker was taking French lessons in the morning and the school teacher was out hooking in the afternoon. Now, to me, the connection is in the killer's mind. His private little secret. Let me put it this way. In a war, if the enemy kills somebody and they mutilate the body, that's for the benefit of the people who come and find it. It breaks down their spirit. It demoralizes them.
Frank, what are you trying to say?
What I'm saying is, the killer gave himself a lot of satisfaction. And a good part of that was the effect that it had on us.
You mean the business with the head?
Not just the head. Everything he did.
That is some weird kind of theory, Frank.
I know.
Yeah.
Commissioner's here.
Tell him I'll be right with him. You know what I think, Frank? I think you're going to dump this whole case in a file.
No, sir. But I do think it's going to take a lot more than good old-fashioned police work.
The hell it will. It's only the tedious police work that ever solves a case like this. How else are you going to do it?
Inspiration?
Oh, that's grand, Frank. I tell you what. You go on uptown and you get yourself inspired. And if anything should work out, you be sure and let me know.
Afternoon, ladies. Hey, Aaron.
Ain't we got fun? Henley's hookers.
Where is he?
Interrogation room.
I'm talking about one of your clients here.
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh, boy, aren't we fancy?
You know, I think he loves this. Guy would have made a great vice cop.
Now, did you know the lady in question or not?
No, I didn't know her, right? I never even heard of Brenda Morris.
You never heard of her?
No, never.
What'd Hart have to say?
He thinks it was voodoo.
Voodoo? You're kidding.
You said they were too perfect, right?
Huh?
The other day, when you looked at these pictures, you thought they were too contrived. And so did she.
So did who?
You know, when you look, it hits you, and then the harder you look, it seems to, I don't know, it goes away. I want you to try something for me. I want you to shift your eyes between the two photographs. Try to switch the heads in your mind. Try it.
I don't think I can do that, Frank.
Just try to superimpose the one head on the other body. Just for a split second, huh? Go ahead.
No, they keep slipping back where they belong. I'm just getting kind of a flash.
Good. That's all you need. Go on. Huh?
All right. I'm putting them back together the way they were.
Go on, keep on trying.
Frank, I'm getting dizzy.
Come on, keep on trying it.
Okay. Getting mixed up, Frank. It's almost like...
Like what?
Like they were interchangeable.
Exactly. That's it. That's it.
That's what?
The two people that found the bodies, the art teacher and the pimp.
Yeah.
They couldn't figure out what they'd seen. It took the medical examiner to discover that they had switched the heads. Look what I'm saying. Check the photographs. Look at the pictures, huh? They're similar, but not identical. Like twins, and yet, close enough that they could be the same.
Yeah?
Now check them again. Look at that, huh? Same features, same size, same age.
Yeah?
And if you squint, they almost look like the same person.
All right, so what the hell does that mean?
I think that's the connection we've been looking for between the two of them. I think the murderer wanted to make them look pretty much the same.
Why?
Because he deliberately wanted to change the school teacher into a hooker.
Or the other way around.
I'm betting on Amanda. That's the one he couldn't get to. Anybody can go on the street and find a hooker that looks the same.
I don't know, Frank. This kind of stuff can drive you crazy. Where does it leave you? How does it help?
Hey, guys. Why don't you call me sometime? My card.
Alexander spoke to me today. A look of hope in his eyes. A hope that went out like a light when I didn't bother to conceal my scorn. He is pathetic, even worse than Gary, my poor gay. 27 April. My colleagues are no better than I am. We are all pathetic, wasted creatures holding little jobs and leading little lives. I, too, hold a little job. I own a little dog. I lead a worthless little life. My sister, the broodmare with the sour-smelling kids, one coming right after the other. Her life seems fulfilling to her, or so she claims, daring to patronize me. 6 May. I loathe my body. At the gym, I feel life pulsating through me as I stretch and move. But at night, alone, practicing on the rug at the foot of my bed, I sometimes catch sight of my hideous nakedness. I can't stand my body the way my mind works, holding on to nothing. 14 June. Seeing my own nakedness, I try to imagine how I would look in the eyes of a man. I think of being touched by one, and my skin crawls. 23 June. Against my better judgment, I went out with a colleague, a man with so little personality that he doesn't qualify for a name. If only it was real affection. But I feel nothing. Poor me. I'm coming. Oh, Aaron. Where the hell were you last night? I was worried about you.
Called you? I called you? Finally figured you must be spending the night with your new friend.
Wrong. Wrong woman.
Oh, yeah?
I spent the night with Amanda.
No, I know you're going crazy.
I sat there in her apartment most of the night, reading.
Reading what? Oh, my God. Where'd you get this?
Her apartment. She had it hidden in one of those hanging pots.
Stanger, that dumb creep. I told you we couldn't count on that guy.
Very private stuff. You want some coffee? I just made it, huh?
Yeah, please. Unbelievable.
You know, it seems that Amanda didn't confine her exercising to the Hazel Carter fitness salon. She liked to do it naked.
Oh, yeah? Where?
In a window to the world. Her apartment at night, with the lights on. Look at me. Eat your hearts out.
You telling me this nice little school teacher didn't care if the whole world watched her working out nude?
But the strange part of it was, that's the way it looked to the people who saw her there. But actually, when you read that, you'll see that she didn't think she was good enough. She was always looking for approval, almost to the point of obsession.
Rumpy's toast? Oh, thanks. I had breakfast. Well, anyway,
I was wrong, Aaron.
Wrong about what?
Yesterday, I told Hart that this case was going to take a lot more than good old-fashioned police work. But that's exactly what it's going to take. You know, last night, I stood there and I counted every window of every apartment across the courtyard. Each one with a view into her private life, the layout of her apartment when she walked the dog, everything. 26 windows and one killer.
Bingo. How do you want to go at it?
I want 2 teams. I want you and Stanger.
Oh, not Stanger, Frank. Don't do this to me.
Keep an eye on him. And Sal and Henley.
Now you want Henley to give up his hookers?
Yeah. A couple of days rest will do him good. And when you go over there, take it kind of slow. Just ask questions like, did they hear anything? You know, did they observe anything? I don't want you to scare them off.
Yeah, but Frank, if the guy who did it, I mean, if he sees us work in the building, he's going to get wise that we're on to him, right?
Tell you what I think, Aaron. I think he's so damn sure of himself, he doesn't care.
Exactly. What the hell do you get it, Frank, huh?
What?
Your instinct for the job. You know you gotta be the best.
The best, me? No. Al Deona, he was the best.
Deona. Yeah, rest in peace. He was pretty good, too.
Pretty good?
Trouble with Al was, you could never get him out in the field. I mean, climbing up ladders wasn't exactly his bag. Only exercise the guy got was stepping into squad cars.
That's something called 20 years of the force. It's also known as fallen arches.
Fallen arches. Never knew that guy to walk when he could ride. Don't get me wrong, Frank. I'm not knocking the guy, but I bet you 10 to 1. Meaning no disrespect. He probably shot himself sitting down. Going back to the office. Want me to put this under lock and key? Frank. Frank.
What?
Should I lock this up?
Oh, yeah, do that. I'll drop by later.
How did you find me this time? Oh, I told the super's wife that I'd be here. What's the matter?
I'd like to know what you're after. What do you want?
What do I want?
Try hard. You might even come up with the truth.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Al Deona, nice guy, right?
Frank, I've told you everything I know about Al.
Sure, right from the beginning. How the two of you met near the tennis court, you on your bicycle, him just walking by.
Right.
Al was just out for a stroll, right?
Yes.
It's 2.5 miles from the precinct to the tennis courts. I just clocked it.
I don't know what you're trying to...
Al Deona's the kind of a guy who wouldn't walk 10 feet. Now tell me, what was going on between you two? Huh?
Could you let go of me, please?
You know what the hell Al Deona was working on, and you know why he killed himself. Now, you tell me.
Caroline! Caroline! Go to hell!
Caroline?
Young cops having a laugh. Except now 2 of them are dead.
I call this woman in the picture a slut, and he starts to moan.
Okay. Okay, what do you want? You still have those pictures here?
Throw them out.
Burn them.
He burns it.
Caroline!
Tomorrow night at 9, 8 Central.